Good afternoon. My name is Omar Delian. I'm the transit manager for Color Area Transits. And I just wanted to let you know that we're going to be waiting a few more minutes and see if anybody else arrives before we start the presentation. Just quickly, could you confirm that you can hear me? Everybody's been placed on mute, just so you're aware, to avoid any interruptions. But if you could confirm that you could hear. Okay, thumbs up. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, it's 3:05. We're going to go ahead and get started with a presentation for the DBE goal. As I mentioned, my name is Omar Delian. I'm the transit manager for Color Area Transits, and we're going to be discussing the goal, the methodology, upcoming projects, and how do you bid. We did mute everybody just to avoid any interruptions, and we'll go through the slides, and there will be opportunities for you to ask questions after each segment. Okay, DBE program. So as recipients of federal and state funds, we're required to have a, oh, welcome. Come on in, you're here for the DBE?
Yes.
Okay, have a seat.
And I
Oh, you took a tour?
can't find it. That thing is in the photo of me. I can't find it, man. Sorry, guys.
No worries. Welcome. Yeah, we're just getting started. Afterwards, if you can sign in, but you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
But anyways, just to introduce myself, Omar Delian, I'm the transit manager for Color Area Transit. So we're going to discuss our DBE program, what it is, what our requirements are, the goal, the methodologies, our upcoming projects, and how do you bid for our projects. So as I was saying, the DBE goal is the DBE program is a requirement from the federal and state governance, and it's because we receive federal and state money that we have to have a goal. All right. The DBE program is intended to level the playing ground for small businesses, disadvantaged businesses, minority-owned businesses, and such, And one way to achieve that is to have a goal and try to obtain that goal year over year with the federal grants that we receive. So DBE, it's a minority and women-owned or women-owned business. Net worth has to be less than $1.3 million. The other terms you'll hear me talk about is the NAICS, which is how do you categorize your business, and classifications for the different types of business establishments. So if you're not already a DBE, to register to be a DBE, each region has a certifying agency. So here for Collier County, our DBE certifying agency is Lee County Port Authority. So you're able to obtain the application to start the process from the transportation.gov website. And you would submit that, like I said, to Lee County Port Authority. The website's on the screen there. If you want it after the fact, we'd definitely be happy. You're ready to be perfect. Yeah, we have some people on Zoom too. Again, if you're not sure, if you're not from the area, anybody on Zoom, if you're not from the area, you can also look at the directory and find who your certifying agency is if it's not Southwest Florida and it's not Lee County Port Authority. So the DBE goal methodology. There's a process established by FTA, which is the Federal Transit Administration. They established a 3-step process to develop your goal, and that's the methodology we use to make sure we're in line with the requirements. We first off, we're using census data, the latest data we have from the census information, as well as the DBE directory. So the DBE directory, we'll go through that in a different slide, but FDOT handles the directory, they manage the directory. So we use that directory to identify potential bidders. So we establish a region, we look at existing contracts, we look at existing work that has been done, and that's kind of what we cast our net. We identify, okay, if people are willing to travel to Naples or Collier County, or Fort Myers, Charlotte County, and all that, that is our net, and that's what we're looking at for potential DBEs as well as non-DBEs, any vendor. And then we look at, we evaluate our future funding, and we look at capital replacements, and we're looking at future projects, and we identify for the next 3 years, potentially what is going to be our projects, right? And then we categorize those projects and the NAIC codes. You're familiar with the NAIC codes, but just this is an example. We look at our projects, we go to the directory, or we go to the census information, and then start pulling what we think are the categories that fit our projects. So as I mentioned, we obtained information from the census database to obtain all vendors, DBEs included, but just a total amount of vendors that are in the area that we have already, the region that we identified. And then we go to the FDOT directory to identify the DBE vendors. We look at who's certified, who's in the area that we have established already, to then look at the comparison between the two. So with those two numbers, we develop a base figure. We look at, okay, we have these many DBEs, these many vendors that do the work that we're looking for, and we identify a base figure, and then that gives us our base goal. So once we have a base goal with the overarching information, we then break it down, right? So we look at potential projects, we look at the commodities that we're looking to purchase, what we're trying to accomplish in the next 3 years, and then we're also looking at how much money we estimate that we're going to be paying for those items. So you'll see here the highest is parts. That also includes fuel. So we're looking at parts for the vehicles and fuel of the buses, and the expenditures for the following 3 years, because there are opportunities for DBEs in that category as well. We then look at transportation services. So as a transit agency, we have a contracted vendor who does the majority of the work, but there is an opportunity in that contract for 20% of our trips in our paratransit service to be contracted out to a subcontractor, and that may potentially be a DBE. Lastly, we're looking at construction. We're looking at what projects we have coming up with the funding that's going to be allocated to us, and what the percentages are there. So the first column you have the potential bidders. You have the amount of DBEs that we have that are certified for those categories, and we develop that base figure. We then look at the expenses that we think we're gonna have in following 3 years associated to those commodities, and then we merge those two percentages to come with a weighted number. So the goal here is 1.53. That is established for our DBE participation for our goal. So once we do that, the third step of the process that FTA requires is that we then look at our previous participation. We look at what have we done in the past 3 years? Have we met our goal? What was the percentage we've been able to obtain? And so the past 3 years, we have been able to achieve our goal or exceeded our goal for DBE participation. And we grab the median. The requirement is to take the median of the 3 years, and we combine it with the base that we originally started with. So if you notice, we started with the 1.53 originally based off of the numbers we have available for participation and how much money we think we're going to spend. And then we look at the median, which is the 2.5, and we end up with a 2.03. So it went up because of our historical participation of DBEs. So that's a lot of information thrown at you, but if you'd like to unmute, if you have any questions regarding how we came up with this number, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions, or if you have any questions about the goal. Yes.
Can you ask if everybody can hear you? One person said they can't hear.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me? The AC was really loud. Okay. All right. If you can't hear me, we are recording this. So if you want a chance to watch the recording, and you could do that as well. Let me see. That's fine. Yeah, we could repeat any questions that we receive as part of this. I'm sorry, what was that?
We'll put that in the chat.
Oh.
They can't hear
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Any project coming soon?
So yeah, that's the next thing we're going to talk about. So
Because the reason I say that, last time you guys have bus stop
mhm.
everywhere in Collier. There's some contracted to somebody, and then I'm here, and nobody never contact us to let us know what's going on. And
Okay.
no.
Okay, no, we'll get to that next. We'll get to projects. So the question was whether we were going to have, if we had any upcoming projects, that we do, and we're about to actually go into those slides. So if there's no questions regarding the methodology, we'll go ahead and move forward with the upcoming projects.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Liz Soriano. I'm the project manager for Collier Area Transit. So once you become a DBE, this is helpful for us to be able to get our goals met. And so I'm going to talk about a little bit about some of the upcoming projects that Collier Area Transit has. So we do bus stop improvements. Currently, right now, there's 1588 bus stop improvements that I'm working on. They're in design. And we show them in the map in blue. So this includes just improving our bus stops to make them ADA compatible with the boarding and the lighting pad, which is a pad that our passengers can use to get on the bus. If there's somebody with a need of a wheelchair or something like that, then we deploy the ramp for them to be able to get on the bus. Another one of the bus stop projects is we have another 8 bus stops that will be designing, and then after they get designed, they will be going into construction. And those are located in the purple areas in the map. Just to let you know, besides these 2 bus stop projects, our goal at Collier Area Transit is to do 10 bus stops per year. Another project we have coming up is in Immokalee. So currently the county has contracted a firm and we're finalizing the design to construct a transfer station next to the health department in Immokalee on Immokalee Drive. It would enhance the enhancements include new bays for the buses to pull off the road, off the street, passenger restrooms, amenities, and Americans with Disability Act improvements. Once this phase is completed, then we're gonna do a phase 2 of the project, which is to design a customer service area of approximately 1,000 square foot building. And that's shown in the slide in blue. Another project that's coming up for us is replacing of our existing operations and maintenance facility. This facility is located at our main transfer station, our admin building, 8300 Radio Road here in Collier County. This new facility will include new maintenance space. It'll include a parts room for the fleet department, staff office space, a driver's lounge, training room, and solar shade structures for the buses. The construction will require maintaining the existing operation on site. So our existing building, which is shown on the slide, will have to be operational while we do this construction. So that's one of our challenges for this project, but we're very excited and this will be going out on the streets soon for design. Another project is our transfer facility. So here we're at the museum in the government center. We have a transfer facility located here. And at this transfer facility, we are going out for bid for rolling gates. This is out on the streets right now. We actually had a pre-bid meeting this morning on this project. And so it is to add electrical gates or manual gates, grill gates to close the passenger platforms after hours. Thank you.
So how do you keep up to date with our projects and how do you make sure you're being notified of them? And that's what we're going to talk about next, right? So the county uses a system called BidSync. I'm not sure if you're registered, but
Yeah, we'll do BidSync right now.
okay. So the county uses a software called BidSync. So it's Periscope S2G. So BidSync, what it does is we input all of our information about our upcoming projects that we're about to release. Once they're released, vendors are notified of the project and they are told about any pre-bid or any meetings ahead of time, as well as the closeout of the bids. So you can either go to bidsync.com, and if you want to bid on projects in the county, you can use the free version of BidSync. You're not required to have the paid version of BidSync. I believe the paid version will get you access to other municipalities and other state projects. But for Collier County projects, you only need the free version. If you're not able to access the BidSync system or you're having issues with registering, there's a phone number on the screen here on the presentation. They're more than happy to help you with the registration process, and they'll get you up and running within 24 hours to make sure that you're receiving the latest bids. Make sure you're registered, and we'll talk about a little bit about some of the codes as well in there. We do have here in person some instructions on how do you register. If you'd like to have a copy sent to you, we'd be more than happy to email you just to let us know. But our procurement department has a step-by-step process instructions on registering for BidSync and accessing the county's projects. So when you register for BidSync, what's important is that you identify the NICG code lookup. So the National Institute of Government's Purchasing code is the code that defines your business, but you want to choose as many of those that are associated with your business, right? So no matter what kind of project we have going on, if you have your business does any of that stuff, you want to make sure that your code is associated to your business so you get notified of upcoming projects. So, like I said, it's just important to identify each one. So it's not, you're not looking at one overarching, you're looking at all of them. And that's it. So I'm not sure if you have any questions, but for projects and things like that, BidSync is the way to go with getting notified for upcoming projects.
And sometime, when we call, contact BidSync,
Mhm.
and then they tell us they can't provide us too much information we need.
Hmm.
And when we contact somebody from Collier County, and it's a BidSync is the only,
Yeah.
you know, pretty much we're in the middle, we don't know what to do, and, you know, it's.
What kind of contractor are you?
I do, I'm associated with somebody, but I do underground stuff.
Okay, underground,
Yeah, I
the
do.
board and underground utilities?
Yeah, we put concrete, paver, kind of stuff like that, but my scope is doing underground utility work.
Okay.
Yeah, water, sewer, drainage, all kind of,
Okay.
that's, you know.
So if you leave, and I think you signed in, but what you're saying is when you call BidSync, because you're not getting notifications, is that the issue?
I do have the notification, but they didn't provide us the information we need. If you guys.
To bid on a project?
Exactly. If
Okay.
you guys give them the information, and then we ask, I believe they should, not only for you guys' job, it's for
Yeah, everyone.
Collier County job. And so, well, I said, well, why Collier County give you guys and then those advertising? I know it's not free,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
and if you guys can't give the customer the information, I mean.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. We could try to get you a hold, or we could reach out to procurement and find out what the best process would be to make sure that you have what you need to bid on projects. And if there's any other helpful hints or tips on submitting a bid, we'll keep in touch.
I know a lot of guys here in Collier County, they can come into that meeting here, but me, I come in here for a long time. I was with Department of Transportation. And when we bid in those jobs, we never get anything. And I don't know what's going on. And, you know, I mean, some information we're looking for, we can't get.
Interesting. Okay.
It's easy for somebody already work in the system before they will know.
Yeah.
But it's not easy for us.
Somebody new coming in.
You know, to know those information. And, you know, we're begging for those information. Nobody can, you know, everybody say, you know what, just let those people do whatever they want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, they just tell you, okay, we MBE, blah, 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 you know, they heal for us. And it's not true.
Okay. All right.
I mean, they should make it a little bit accessible.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
us to, you know, participate in those down round for those things. We in Collier, and long time, they not even just for CAT. Long time right now, Collier County, they just same thing. They just put everything, every job in BidSync right now. Do not notify people no more. And of course, you know, they tell you, okay, when you go to BidSync, you got to register with them, you got to pay them, things like that. And that's why sometimes they have a company and came from to another jurisdiction, they get the job and then we here. Not because we're not interested about the job, but we not get the information we need, you know? So.
Okay. No, like I said, I think if we have your contact information, we'll make sure to get back to you about some of those things and see how we can make it easier for you to bid on things. It shouldn't be that complicated. Okay. Anybody else have any questions regarding DBE goal, the methodology, bid sync?
I'm interested in getting all the slide info, project info, and anything from outside perspective. And if we're diving into anything a new person might need, still wondering how I might be a benefit. One with a disability in that broad or stroke experience, not sure how I might fit.
Okay, yeah, we could definitely share we'll have this presentation as well available to anybody that was here. So you have the information you need. Really the projects that we identified were construction related projects that are either bus stop related or a facility related project. So if you have a company or you have a firm that does any of those things, be on the lookout for those projects, because that's what that is going to entail. Okay. Any other questions online? No? Okay, so if we have no other questions, then, oh, no, never mind.
You guys have, at the main station on radio.
Yeah.
You guys supposed to have some kind of, on the ground or down over, they have to boring the, or maybe the asphalt.
Yeah.
For they can put the electrical inside the conduit. When I went over there, somebody called me. They said they already have contract with you guys. And they already have contract with you guys. So what is the point for they let us know if CAT already have a contract with you guys, and why you guys invite another company? And then they already have contract.
So for some items, we do have a GC contract, right? So for some of the larger projects, we have some GC contracts. That project you're talking about, we're actually about to, we're working on releasing that. That'll be released in BidSync. If you want to make sure you receive the invite, we'll use your contact information there, but that'll be a separate project. And we don't intend on using the GC contract for that. That'll be out for anybody to bid on.
So it might be that you have seen in BidSync. So some of our projects, we do have the DC already in place with the contract, and sometimes we put stuff on just a BidSync, and only those DC contractors are able to participate.
That's the problem there. That's the problem there.
But this project will be set out again.
That's the problem there. That's already contract. If I have a contract with the CAT force to do any excavating for let's say station, I have a contract. Then say, okay, this location we're gonna have this, and here. I got a contract. You might contact me first.
Yeah.
You can't give it to somebody else.
Well, if it's open.
The person already have contract with the first, you know? But right now, like I said, you guys already have a contract with the company. It's like somebody on call.
So yeah, so for the project that, so for the project that you mentioned, for the boring and connecting electrical and the gate opening, right? That is going to go through what we call invitation to bid. That's an ITB, which is open to everybody, like Liz mentioned. The winner of that project is lowest cost. No one has priority, it's lowest cost. Who's able to achieve the project, you got to say you're able to do the full project, but it's based off of cost. There's no priority when it's open up for invitation to bid. Yeah, so no, it's strictly lowest bid for those projects. So there's no priority for those. But like I said, we'll make sure we get you on the list. So whenever that one goes out, you are informed of that project.
So you Omar, right?
I am Omar, yes.
So he was reading his comment about driving horses
Okay.
interested in bidding for that.
Okay, sorry. Thank you for the comment, Patrick. I appreciate your interest. For the purpose of this meeting, we're talking about potential projects with DBE and federally funded projects and state projects. At this moment, we don't anticipate any marketing projects that are going to be associated or paid through for federal funds. But if we do have a project that is outside of that, we definitely make sure to inform you. Okay, is that it? Okay, if we don't have any more questions, we're gonna go ahead and close this out. I appreciate everybody's attendance to this meeting. Thank you for attending in person, and your comments and your attention. So again, we'll have the slides available on our websites on ridecat.com. If you could put your email in the chat, that'd be ideal. We'll put you as an attendee, and then we'll make sure we send out the slides to you as well. So you have those.
Sometime when you guys posted this project, the engineer or
So the projects that are designed, are you asking if they come up with that estimate? Because they do provide us an estimate.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The engineer always comes in.
Yeah, so the engineer is.
I know sometimes it's not gonna be exact.
Yeah, exactly. But they are tasked to provide us an estimate, their best estimate from projects that they recently completed or whatnot. And then projects we recently completed, but yes, they do provide us an estimate.
Oh.
Okay, well, thank you very much again. And have a great rest of your afternoon.